Without wasting your time, we are going to share top 5 best soundbar with subwoofer. The product links are in the description and in first comment. The number 5 on the list is Vizio Soundbar for TV. Vizio Soundbar for TV, you probably already shelled out good money for a nice big TV and maybe a streaming gadget to play your Netflix, but it doesn't matter how large your screen is or how much it cost. The speakers in your TV probably sound awful. You'd be surprised how much more you enjoy those shows with a halfway decent soundbar or surround system hooked up to your Primo panel. Explosions pop, dialogue sounds far crisper, and you may even notice sonic details in your favorite films that you've never picked up before. Need some advice on how to find a perfect bar? Check our full article on how to buy a soundbar before picking one below. We have yet to test a new TV that didn't sound crummy without some kind of audio accessory added. That's mostly due to the way televisions are designed. Great sounding speakers are bulky, and as TVs have gotten thinner with shrinking bezels and sleeker designs, manufacturers are having a harder time building good speakers into them. You can spend as little as on a new soundbar with a subwoofer, and it's essential to getting the most out of your viewing experience. To help, we put together this list of the best soundbars we've tested, including soundbars sold on their own as well as models that come bundled with a subwoofer. We've also compiled some advice on how to make the most of your purchase. The number 4 on the list is Vizio M series. Vizio M series, this is a great entry-level soundbar if you don't have much to spend. It has a sleek design and surprisingly good bass for a soundbar that doesn't come with a subwoofer. We've recommended Vizio bars for years for their ease of use, and this one definitely ticks that box with an HDMI ARC connection that allows your TV remote to control the volume and a Bluetooth connection for quickly playing your favorite tunes. The only downside, while it does have plenty of bass, a dedicated subwoofer would certainly help when watching Michael Bay films. If you're into console gaming, you know how important it is to detect that opponent creeping behind you in the shadows. This affordable Dolby Atmos soundbar from Vizio helps you hear every footstep in real physical space. Atmos bars fire sound upward, expanding your TV's soundstage. This means gamers can't hear what's going on above them and have a better shot at avoiding that gun-toting helicopter flying overhead. 2 upward firing rear surround speakers also come in the box for under. It's one of the most affordable Atmos-enabled sound bar bundles you'll find, with surround speakers making it a no-brainer for anyone who values fantastic sound. The number 3 on the list is Samsung Soundbar. Samsung Soundbar. For a few years, companies have been making giant soundbar systems meant to imitate old-school home theaters. For a few years they've been pretty great. The Samsung Wired recommends, though, is the best I've ever heard thanks to Samsung's excellent audio processing, a massive 15 drivers, and the ability to bounce tones around your room. It's also the first Samsung soundbar to feature wireless Dolby Atmos, which means you don't need to connect the surround speakers and subwoofer to anything other than an outlet. It's pretty nifty. The only downside, it'll cost you about as much as a decent traditional system. Sonos second generation Beam doesn't look much different from the first generation, but the sonic upgrade is immense. You get immersive Dolby Atmos interpretation thanks to Sonos' superb onboard audio processing. The bar pairs with both Alexa and Google Assistant, so you can do everything from setting alarms to asking it the weather. Sonos connectivity also means you can use it as part of a multi-room audio system where it is compatible with every major streaming service. If you want to expand your system, you can even add other Sonos speakers as surrounds and a Sonos-made subwoofer for bass down the line. The number 2 on the list is Polk Audio Signal Ultra Slim Sound. Polk Audio Signal Ultra Slim Sound Many companies offer basic sound bars, but very few pack the soundstage of this Dolby Atmos enabled bar from Poke. It's simple and easy to set up with a basic no-frills remote and connection to plug into a modern TV. You choose between cinema, night and music modes, which serve their intended purposes well. Cinema mode works in a simulated Atmos surround. It's pretty room-filling. Music mode gives you a more normal stereo image. Night mode limits the subwoofer action so you don't wake the neighbors. I've been spending time with this bar in preparation for a full review, so look for that in the next update along with more personal insights. Many dream of immersive audio but don't quite have the space to place dedicated surround speakers and a subwoofer. That's where this tiny bar from Sony shines. The is a single unit with a built-in subwoofer and the ability to bounce the side and high channels of a Dolby Atmos signal around your room. It's not as good as having speakers actually behind or above you, but for and a single bar, Sony's audio processing delivers some pretty great sound. If you're after a sound bar that also doubles as an awesome streaming device, Wired senior writer Adrian so swears by the Roku Smart Soundbar. After she spent years without a soundbar, I sent her home with Roku's latest model and she was so impressed that she shouted it from the rooftops. Setup is extremely easy, and because it comes with Roku's simple streaming interface and support for surround sound as well as 4K and high dynamic range video, you can stream movies and shows from just about every streaming service. You can also add a Roku subwoofer or surround sound speakers down the line. We encourage getting a sub. The number one on the list is Roku Streambar. Roku Streambar. If you have a small TV in the kitchen or office or just have a tiny home, space is of the essence. That's why I'm excited about the new Roku Streambar. It's a petite soundbar with true stereo sound and a Roku streaming player built in. The Wired team hasn't spent much time with this one, but on physical specs alone, this is a hard bar to beat for tight spaces. No more tiny TV speakers. If you or someone you love has a hard time hearing what the voices on screen are saying, consider this awesome little soundbar from lesser known but long-standing brand. The company has perfected what it calls Aku voice technology, which uses digital signal processing to make voices sound clearer. It does this better than any bar I've tested with a similar feature. If you're looking for a soundbar subwoofer combo that doubles as a smart speaker for your living room, there is no better option than the Yamaha. It has Amazon Alexa built into virtual surround sound modes, Spotify Connect and Bluetooth. You can use your voice to do everything from playing Taylor Swift to checking the weather. That's a heck of a lot of features for a semi-affordable bar. It also sounds better than it has any right to. At this price, audio comes through crisp and clear with impressive width and depth, and the included subwoofer bolsters explosions, footsteps and your favorite bass-heavy tunes.